Okay, good morning. Hi, managers. It's JoJo. Now that we've had our draft and everybody did so well and we have our teams, we're happy. Now what? First game starts, I think, I don't know, September 4th, 6th, something like that. Anyway, I think it's a Thursday night game. You might have players in there. You might have players on your bench you want to put in there. I'm going to show you how to move your players around, and if you have buyer remorse on some players, I'm going to show you how to drop and add them and how the waiver wires works once the player's dropped. Okay, real quickly, if you want to, here on my home screen, first thing it comes to is my team and then my matchup, and that shows who I'm playing. I'm playing Jenkins Juggernauts, and it's Hold My Beer. Why it doesn't focus? There it goes. Hold My Beer playing Jenkins Juggernauts. This bold number is going to be the score. And once the play is underway, you'll see that go up as your players make yardage and points. And this projection is right now, I'm projected to win 132.71 to 126.75. You know, and any player could make 2 extra points or 2 less points, and suddenly we're even. Right now it shows me 55% chance of winning, and it shows the Juggernauts 45%. That changes all day once the play gets underway. Sunday, this thing is rolling points as your players are playing. Some playing the morning games, afternoon games. It starts Thursday. Every time there's a game, you'll see people's points change. Anyway, that's the matchup screen, and it's right down here, this button, matchup, and you're going to see who you're going to play. You've probably already seen that. Up here at the big top, you can see show league matchups, and you hit that. This is a little pointer I'm not used to. You hit this little show league matchups, and it shows all the other teams in the league and who they're playing. Al's playing Big Blue. Al's Astounding Team's playing Big Blue. Wade's playing Chrissy's team. Crazy Daisy is playing Uncorked. And Connie's Rad team is playing Stilly. So you can go, and at any point during the play, during the weekend, you want to go see how they're doing, you just click on them and it'll show Al's Astounding Team, how they're doing against Big Blue. So that's always in motion on Saturday in play. Over here it shows how they're doing. It's on this side of the screen it shows their points, what their projections are and what their current points are. Everything's at 0 right now, but once the game starts, like I said, that starts changing. So you've got your team, where you have your team. You've got your matchup, where you've got the show league matchup, high league matchup. It'll go back to my matchup. That's where it starts out as your matchup, and then up on top, this button right here, show league matchups, will show all the teams. All right, enough about that. Okay, buyer remorse. Gosh, you got through with the draft and you picked Chris Olave. He plays for New Orleans. He's set to play Atlanta. He's going to make 9 points. He's a rookie. I think he's going to do good. I'm really not going to drop him, so don't get excited, but I'm just going to go through the steps like I'm going to drop him and switch him for somebody else. If I want to find somebody to replace him with, I go to Players. It's the 3rd button over down here. I'm going to select Players, and then the screen's going to look like this. There's an advertisement because I want to sell you something, and then there's suggestions. Yahoo suggests I drop it. He happens to be a suggestion. They're saying I should drop Chris Olave for Chase Claypool. Claypool's probably ranked higher or going to get more points or whatever reason. I'm going to keep my guy, but let's pretend I'm going to drop him. Anyway, it gives suggestions here. And if you want suggestions for everything, I'm sure you can join that thing for some money and get them all. Otherwise, it just has that there. Here's the available players, top available players. That's under this player button, top available players. It's going to come up like this. It's going to have all positions highlighted. There's quarterback, wide receiver, running back, tight end. Our flex position, which is wide receiver, running back, tight end, kicker, defense. So I want to see view all. This button over here is going to show all the players that are available. I'm going to hit that, and it's going to expand this list down. There we go. Now there's all the players that are out there. Because it starts all positions, and it kind of naturally lines up the quarterbacks on top because I think they're ranked higher, or the points. I don't know why. But I'm going to sort. I can see all of them here. I'm going to sort by, I'm going to get a wide receiver to replace that guy, Olave. I don't want him. I drafted him by mistake, or they auto-drafted him, whatever the reason. Okay, I'm going to look. The first one is Kadarius Toney. They're recommending him. And the reason he's on top is because of his rank, 107. Miracle Hardman, KC wide receiver, he's ranked 115. Chark is rated 118. Valdez Scantling is 119. Jacoby Myers 121. So they're in order of their rank. He's got a Q beside him. That means he's questionable. You want to find out why he's questionable, you hit that little blue page, and it'll give you some data. He's warming up. He does not play. Yada, yada, yada. There's some data on him. Anybody that has that little page has some information regarding their status, how they've been playing, what the pundits say about him. It gives their projected points. He's projected to get 11. He's projected to get 11.6. We remember my guy was projected to get 9 something. So I say, all right, I don't want Olave. I'm going to get Kadarius Toney. I think his knee's going to get better, and he's going to be a good player. So I added him. Let me go back. I hit the plus button right beside him. Then you're going to add him. You can't add unless you drop. You need a position to put him in. You only have so many bench positions. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to find my Olave. I'm going to select. That's who I'm going to drop. Hit that add drop button on the bottom, and it gives me a summary. Add Kadarius Toney, New York Giants wide receiver, dropping Chris Olave, blah, blah, blah. If I say confirm, boom, it puts it in. It drops him, it adds him to my team. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to do that. But that's how you do it. You search for, let me get out of here again. You search for your players here. It's going to come up looking like that. You go down and expand this to view all. And then you go down, down, down. Okay, now that I see this, let me talk about these waiver wires. See how Tua has a W by his name? That means waiver wires. Fields, he's a quarterback for Chicago. He has a W by his name. It looks like they were drafted and then dropped. Somebody's already dropped them. Carson Wentz has a FA by his name. He doesn't have a W. FA means free agent. You can draft him immediately. W means they're on the waiver wires. You can put in for them. You can add them. The add button works. Oops, sorry guys. The add button works. You can sign up to add that guy, but he's not. The waivers are not processed until 8/31. See how it says for both those guys? Waivers are created because these players were drafted. You're assuming some of the top players because they were drafted, and when they're dropped, many other teams might want them. So they've set up this continual rolling waiver wire list where the same person can't always get the first player dropped all the time. Somebody's on the computer all the time like me. I've constantly got a device. I get notifications. I could just run over and grab everybody that somebody drops. I'm like, oh, why they drop them? I'm going to get it. So this is a rolling waiver wire, and you can put in for him, but you won't find out until Wednesday, 8/31. I think they do it at midnight, Tuesday night. Wednesday morning, they'll process the requests, and the one that's first on the waiver wire list, first, second, third, whatever, is going to get him. Let me show you how to look at the waiver wire list. You go to League. We were in Players. We saw Tua had a W. Go down here to League. And it shows the teams. See all the teams there? It shows their win, loss, tie, and the points 4. That's how this is showing. If you hit view details, it shows your teams. It shows their points for, points against, waiver priority, and total moves. And here's your moves. Gail's made 2 drop and moves, 2 drop add. Uncorked, Renee has made 1. Nancy's Juggernauts have made 1. And that's it. So those players right there that Gail dropped and Renee dropped and Nancy, they now have a W by their name. You can't pick them up until Wednesday. You can put your request in immediately. You want to put your request in as soon as you decide you want them. That way you're like, oh, but I put in for them Sunday morning, and Crazy Daisy's team put in for them Monday afternoon. Well, they're going to give it to me first as long as I'm lower on their waiver priority. Gail's not lower on the waiver priority because she's done some moves. Al hasn't done any moves. He hasn't changed anything. He's number 1. He gets the if Al puts in a request for a waiver pick, he's going to get it because he's number 1. Last person to get it is 10. Chrissy, she doesn't show a move, but she did drop a player. She just hasn't added one, so it hasn't completed the move. But she did drop a player. So she's last choice. So it just kind of keeps it fair. If you've done an add drop, you drop down and lets other players get first chance at those players that are available on the waiver wire, like Tua or Fields. 3 people want Tua. Al, Gail, and Renee want Tua. Well, Al's going to get him because he's lowest on the waiver wire. He's got a 1. Uncorked has got a 3, and that's got a 4. I don't know. I hope it's not more confusing. Come game day, hopefully your best players are lined up first because they're your first you drafted. But you see a guy on your bench. Hey, I got Rashad Bateman here is going to make 13 points. I think I'd rather play him than Amon St. Brown and I think he's going to have a better game just by reading the little pages and reading the online sports. Yeah, so I'm going to tap next to his name, and it means I can move him. I can move him to the wide receiver, running back, tackle position, which is the wide receiver, running back, tight end, which is the flex, or I can move him to a wide receiver position because you can't move a wide receiver to a running back, only a wide receiver. So I put him here. I switch him with Amon. Amon's going to go down to my bench, and Bateman is now up on my team. So you shuffle him around like that. I'm going to put him back now, so I'm going to pick him right here, and it's going to say I'm going to put him on the bench and put him right ahead. Mess around with it. Hope it's not more confusing, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys what some of the buttons are. Poke around, but when you're adding and dropping, make sure you've got dropping the right player. Don't accidentally drop one of your good guys. Read it, and anyway, it's good. If you want a one-on-one or face-to-face, you got your phone. We all have our phones in our pockets, so you can meet you out on the dog walk or on the front porch, or you can come over anytime and we'll review it in person. All right, yay, bye. Go Teams.